The winners of the annual Holiday Lighting Contest have been announced by the Coon Rapids Arts Commission. The first place award in the motion category goes to Alan and Colleen Hallberg at 12401 Partridge Street. Second place was awarded to Matthew Wheeler at 11110 Wren Street. The first place award in the still category goes to Mark Stevens at 2850 118th Lane, and second place goes to Jason Lineski at 11235 Crocus Street. All the winners receive a cash prize. For a map of all the locations entered into the contest, log on to the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov. Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 21st City Council meeting. Plans to construct a new fire station in Coon Rapids are moving forward. On Tuesday night, the City Council accepted the plans and specifications for the project and authorized the solicitation of bids. The new station will be located off Mississippi Boulevard and 111th Avenue on the old Cook Arena property. It will include a 32,000 square foot building with apparatus bays, administrative offices, a training room, hose tower, and more. The contract for the project is expected to be awarded in February. Coon Rapids is joining a nationwide settlement of claims brought against opioid distributors and manufacturers. The City Council has approved a resolution authorizing participation in the settlement. Coon Rapids could receive about $1.1 million over an 18-year period. The money would be paid from bankruptcy settlements with the companies following civil suits by state and local governments. The lawsuits allege that the pharmaceutical industry has promoted opioid use to treat chronic pain at unprecedented rates while ignoring or downplaying the addictive properties of opioids and ignoring evidence of misuse.
I, Kevin Noches, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Coon Rapids Police Department welcomed its two newest officers on Tuesday night. Kevin Noches is a graduate of Coon Rapids High School and previously served as a patrol officer in Brooklyn Center. His father, who's a Ramsey County Sheriff's deputy, pinned on his badge. The other new officer is Anthony Podkupaz. He's also a graduate of Coon Rapids High School and previously served as a security officer at Mercy Hospital. His fiancée pinned on his police badge. Welcome to both men. And that's a quick recap of the final City Council meeting for 2021. We hope everyone has a great holiday and we'll see you in the new year.
My passion and desire to write this book was just to help give them another tool for when they are trying to process these big things going on in our world.
Children's author Laura Larson uses insights from her work as an elementary school counselor to create a calm space for kids using poetry in her second book, Where Do You Go?
Does this place make you smile and feel settled inside? Does it make your worries shrink and fears move aside? It could be a memory or a place that you've been, or a magical land with imaginary friends. Where do you go?
Between the pages, Larson raises the notion of mindfulness.
Where Do You Go is a mindfulness-centered book in helping students and children and really anybody receive and practice the skill of visualization.
Inside the book, you'll find beautifully illustrated pages, which Larson says can take you to a magical place.
So far, the feedback is good.
Artist Dooley Sen worked with Larson on her first book, Wild Mindfulness, and was the natural choice to illustrate Larson's second book. Sen lives in Sri Lanka. It's a country about 40 miles off the coast of southeast India and nearly 9,000 miles away from Larson, who lives in Coon Rapids, Minnesota.
Even though we're on opposite sides of the world, technology is an amazing thing that we can communicate back and forth, and we were able to do this together.
The book, Where Do You Go, is available on Amazon, or you can visit Laura Larson's website at lauralarsonwrites.com.
So we've gone from multiple alternatives down to two tonight that we're looking at.
Residents turned out at another open house this week for the proposed Highway 610 and East River Road interchange project. The goal is to provide a full access interchange at that location. Currently, only a westbound on-ramp and an eastbound off-ramp exist.
The new one just came about to try to minimize impacts to the local community, local residents.
A new option is now in the mix following previous meetings. The placement of one of the ramps is proposed in a new location to minimize the impact on homes in the area.
So after tonight, we'll go through the comment cards again, see what kind of feedback we're receiving. It's anticipated that we'll do a work session with the City Council and maybe the County Board, a joint session.
The hope is a preferred option will be selected by February and forwarded to MnDOT for review and approval.
The beauty of it is once you have the approved concept and you have final design, everything's done. Then it just truly becomes where the dollar's going to come from.
Under the best case scenario, construction is still 3 to 4 years away. To learn more about the options being considered, log on to the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov.
So then this is their number, the 2042.
Dozens of volunteers reported for duty at a Coon Rapids warehouse this week,
Any child under 6 gets a stuffed animal.
giving their time to help those in need this holiday season.
So they'll say like, Bobby's really into Paw Patrol, Susie really likes arts and crafts, and JoJo really wants a big blanket, whatever it is. And so then we try to piecemeal it together. Yeah, just take this part out, or that can be a stocking stuffer.
Jill Morrison is a volunteer with Toys for Joy, which took over this donated warehouse space this week to unpack, sort, and bag gifts for nearly 1,000 families in northern Anoka County.
We had a little guy this morning who really wanted a bike, and he really wanted Spider-Man stuff. And we just so happened to have a bike donated that was a Spider-Man bike, his size.
Meanwhile, members of the Christmas committee are busy moving and sorting food donations for distribution.
You know, right here I've got a pallet of rice, right over there is a pallet of pasta sauce.
Paul Rogney is a longtime volunteer with the Christmas committee, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Big chunk of food is collected at the schools in the Anoka-Hennepin School District. They do food drives, and the kids are phenomenal what they bring in.
None of this would be possible without all of the generous donations from the community, but the same can be said about these volunteers who give so much of themselves to make sure local kids and their families have a bright holiday season.
Well, it's really gratifying. I just get a kick out of it. And, you know, you're helping people in need, and it's a great group. It's all volunteers, so we have a good time together.
Didn't you need dinosaurs? It's those moments when you know you found that perfect gift that makes it worth all the chaos and all the hard work and long days. It makes me just fill with joy.
The warmth of a glowing fire drew families together Saturday night for outdoor winter fun.
Lots of fun things, like the fire pits are pretty big and awesome, and they got good music.
The Raven Street Project from Coon Rapids High School provided songs of good cheer, while a host of community volunteers, many behind the scenes, supported the Coon Rapids Community Tree Lighting Festival, along with free cookies and cocoa. Santa arrived on time, courtesy of the fire department, despite the long lines for photos.
All right! Merry Christmas! Thanks for coming!
Children were excited to see Jolly St. Nick at Rocky's Santa Den.
Did you get to use the hammer? Yeah.
With the help of 2-year-old daughter Macy, Jake Couch and his family built the den for Santa in just 5 days.
I think it really turned out nice. It was something really cool to do for the community, for everyone to enjoy.
Thank you for coming on for our very first tree lighting.
Mayor Jerry Cook thanked the many sponsors, including the Coon Rapids Community Strength Foundation, and then it was time for the countdown.
3, 2, 1,
And with the brilliance of 10,000 shining lights, the community tree reminded us all about the reason for the season.
What are the holidays for if it weren't for kids, you know? It's all about them in the spirit of Christmas and, you know, having family together and spending time together. That's why we did this.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 7th City Council meeting. The 2022 city budget and tax levy has been approved. On Tuesday night, the City Council set the levy for next year just shy of $31 million, which is about a 4.5% increase over this year's levy. Part of that increase is due to 2 new positions being added to the budget in 2022, 1 additional police officer and 1 additional firefighter. The budget also includes around $13 million to build a new Fire Station 3. You can find more on next year's budget on the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov. The push is on to secure funding for safety improvements on Northdale Boulevard near Coon Rapids High School. The city and county are applying for grant funds from the Safe Routes to School program. A recent study of the area recommended several improvements, including relocating and upgrading the existing crosswalk flasher system in front of the high school. Grants are expected to be awarded early next year. More grant funding will be available next year as part of the city's successful home improvement program. A total of $300,000 will be allocated for the Front Door Grant Program, which is a 12% increase from this year. Back in the spring, 79 residents received grants of up to $5,000 each. The grants cover a portion of the project cost to improve the exterior of the home. And that's a quick recap of the December 7th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN YouTube channel.
Cover them up before they move again.
Nice job.
Members of the Minnesota National Guard have a new mission.
This is your tray then, okay?
Hundreds of Guard soldiers across Minnesota are training so they can lend a hand at long-term care facilities around the state.
So it's the things that we do for ourselves every day, like just getting up, getting dressed. Individuals might need help with showers or help with feeding. They help get people transferred safely from their bed to their wheelchair.
It's the same curriculum those enrolled in the Nursing Assistant Program at Anoka-Ramsey Community College and the Anoka Technical College receive, but the 75 hours of lab and lecture time is being condensed to just a week.
They're doing phenomenal. They are taking it so well. It's so much to take in a short period of time, and they have great attitudes. They all care, they're engaged, they want to go out and do this well.
Members of the National Guard found out about their mission just a week before training started. After they wrap up training this weekend, they expect to be placed in a long-term care facility shortly thereafter, assisting real patients.
Of course, a little bit nervous, but the training here, I think we'll be ready with the training here. It's been really good training, impressive actually.
Wash your hands, now clean gloves to do all the rest of it.
Okay.
In all, the staff at Anoka Technical College is training 50 soldiers, while 21 Guard members are in the classroom at Anoka-Ramsey. Both those training and those receiving the lessons say they are happy to be part of the solution.
We love being able to help out in this way. They're making sacrifices and we like to help. This is what we're here for. This is what we do. So to have everything actually work out so we could show up for this and provide this is really just miraculous, and we're just proud to be part of it.